Yo, what is up, YouTube? What a great picture here, DGP, back here with another episode of Patriot Keys. And in this video right here, we are recording this because we have some breaking news. It's not really breaking, it happened yesterday. I'm just getting around to it. Be sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that great stuff for more Patriot news. And I'm going to keep bringing that content as fast as I can. But let's get into it, man. So Stephon Gilmore, some news coming out. You know, as I said before, I said I feel like this is the last year for Stephon Gilmore. I said this might be the last year that we get Stephon Gilmore in a Patriot uniform. But according to Albert Breer of NFL Network, man, I think that could be changing soon. Let's go ahead and look at the quote, man. Albert Breer just the other day said, he was talking about the 49ers situation with Jimmy Garoppolo, but in that article, he also mentioned, I wouldn't rule out a Stephon Gilmore extension. I do believe it's unlikely that Gilmore plays the 2020 season for $7 million, which is what he's on the books for. And I think as an acknowledgement of that, and on the heels of a very newsworthy few weeks, the Patriots will at least explore the idea of extending Gilmore. Could they still trade him? Sure. Was moving $4.5 million from 2021 to 2020 in his deal, the contract equivalent of a cash advance, all that good stuff, the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year. You guys see the rest of it. So let's go ahead and actually take a look at Stephon Gilmore's contract and see what he's talking about. So if you look at his contract, this is from the deal that he signed back in the summer, I think 2016, 2017, whenever he came to us in free agency. It was, at the time, it was one of the biggest contracts, signed essentially for a defensive back. Now when you look at it, it's like it's chump change, and that's how the market works. After like 4 or 5 years, your contract is pretty much up. So if you look at it right here, he made about $13 million last year, and that's because from that cash advance that we were talking about, he was scheduled to make about, I think, $9 million last year in base salary, and then about $11 million or so in the last year. And so with the opt-outs coming out and everything, we was able to have about $25 more million in cap. And obviously, he just came off of winning Defensive Player of the Year. So with the extra money that we have and just a thank you for his services, we pretty much took some of his money from this coming season and pushed it up to the 2020 season last year. So now that means this year, and the Falcons did this with Julio Jones about a couple years ago, similar with that. But so now you look at it this year, he's only scheduled to make $7 million. That's chump change, and that's why it was potential like, hey, I think Gilmore may get traded. That's what people are saying. Gilmore's going to get traded. He's going to, it's not going to work out because of the contractual obligations with all that stuff. However, I think with the extra money that we have spent and with teams strapped against the cap because of COVID, maybe you can extend Gilmore on another 1-2 year deal. Remember, he's coming off of a torn left quad. He's rehabbing and everything. And also, Gilmore has said he's open to an extension as well. He's coming off for a torn left quad. He'll be 31 years old in September. So maybe teams are looking at it like, he's not worth the second first-round pick that the Patriots are asking for. People kept saying, trade him for a third-round pick. We get him for a third-round pick if he decides to walk and leaves in free agency. Why would we, just accept a trade for a third-round pick when we can just get a third-round comp pick next year? So I feel like Stephon Gilmore, this extension, am I opposed to it? I'm not opposed to it, man. You know how, like, Gilly Lock, I thought this would be his last season, but hopefully we're able to get some extra money that we have, which we have a lot of cap. So getting him a raise shouldn't be that big of a deal. I can see us giving him about $5 million extra, $5 to $6 million, maybe about $5 extra, probably like about another $3 to $4 million in incentives in his contract for this season. So I can see him making about $11 to $12 million this year. And then he's going to play underneath that. And then let's see if we're going to get an extension. And remember, we have J.C. Jackson, a restricted free agent. I think he signed the tender. I think it was a first-round tender, which means teams really aren't going to sign him. So look at it like this. Gilmore and J.C. Jackson are both expiring contracts next year, essentially. So now it comes to, do you go with the young guy, J.C. Jackson, who hasn't really developed to the number one corner yet, but he's getting there, one of the leaders in interception last year, or do you go with the guy Stephon Gilmore, 2019 Defensive Player of the Year? Do you pay him? And I'm kind of on the fence. We're going to have more cap. I feel like if we can sign Gilmore to a 2-3 year extension, that gives us another window. Like, okay, we have a 2-3 year window of us trying to win this championship. Maybe you re-sign J.C. Jackson for more than that, but now you come into a situation where it's like, is J.C. Jackson going to get paid more because his market value is higher, or are you going to pay Stephon Gilmore more because he's been there, done that? Like he's that dude. Patriot, probably be a Patriot Hall of Famer. So that's kind of tough. Knowing Belichick, I'll probably lean towards J.C. Jackson just because he's a little bit younger. But I would love to see both of them back in New England for about another 2 to 3 years. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you feel like Stephon Gilmore, that we should extend Stephon Gilmore? Or do you feel like that this whole Gilmore, J.C. Jackson thing, just let Gilmore walk, get the pick, and then go ahead and get J.C. Jackson? Let me know your thoughts down below. Who would you rather pay, Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson? And would you be okay with both? That is going to be it for this video right now. Please be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe, comment. Thank you again, all that great stuff. And you too. Hey, love y'all. Catch you next time, y'all. Peace.